Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Okay, it is Wednesday. All of our guests, including Jeff Paterson, standing by. Brought to you by the Alberni Power and Marine RPM Group, located in Port Alberni. Alberni Power and Marine is one of Vancouver Island's most trusted boat dealerships, the largest Mercury Marine dealership in Canada. Their service team just won for a fourth straight year, a customer satisfaction index score well above the national average. Make your appointment today for the 2022 boating season at albernipowermarine.com. Your tidbits coming up later on the Canucks, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Free agents they might go after.
Right now, let's go to the bear guy.
Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox. Scott, can we talk about the Millionaires Cup win in 1915? Donnie could give us firsthand experience.
The Millionaires. Didn't they beat the Seattle in the final?
Was it Ottawa?
The Totems, Seattle Totems?
Well, and Taylor believes that whenever the Canucks win the cup, let's say 2030, whatever it is, Taylor believes that the parade route should honor the Millionaires by going past the no longer even there Denman Arena.
Why not?
Which is ridiculous.
Why not? Like near Stanley Park would make sense. Where's your sense of history? At least at least involve the Coliseum. How about that?
His history is everything after 211.
What's a better route?
Can we get
by the water, downtown beautiful,
or Denman is by the water? I got news for you.
The Coliseum and the P&E.
Patterson just texted me. Get me on.
Are you honestly ripping into East Vancouver?
Heads
up.
Just saying.
Okay, Jeff Paterson joins us from Sekeres and Price and the Rink-wide podcast. How are you after the bear incident?
Yeah, I'm good, Donnie. I watched Harm on the program yesterday,
yes.
And Harm is so good, and he's so smart, and he's so young. Like, he's a savage. He's coming after all our jobs. I think we know that.
Yes.
And I just figured if the handheld microphone was good enough for him, then I should follow suit.
Hey, that microphone's from 1999.
This microphone, Rick, has served me well over many years. I don't think it's that far back, but this microphone may very well have been in the Canucks locker room on June 15th, 2011.
Wow.
Very quickly, Jeff, Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. Go.
Oh, you want a little karaoke?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this thing's, it's just a prop. It's out of here.
Okay. Okay. The bear incident, what can you tell us? So, I mean, as if it's a big deal that a bear showed up somewhere in Vancouver, but you're okay.
I am. The bear, apparently he and some buddies got kicked out of the sandcastle competition in our neighborhood, and they were upset. So, it was tense. Look, we live in North Van. It's garbage day on our street, and this guy was hungry, but we've had a few sightings in the neighborhood, but this was sort of up close, and it's always a thrill. I mean, they're majestic animals, and maybe it was a sense of occasion. A Bruin coming out of the woods 11 years after the fact.
Wow. Yeah, wow. And I see you've got a neighborhood hero there, Jeff. You have to be happy about that. Somebody's shooing the bear away.
He's shooing the bear back at me.
Yeah. Wow. There's always one of those guys or gals. You went to the Lions game, and you tweeted a lot on Saturday. You enjoyed yourself.
I had a blast. I credit to the Lions from Amar Doman on down. All of the departments, I thought the game presentation was spectacular. Mm-hmm. 59 points. The actual game itself was pretty damn good too. The win, that opening drive to sort of get people in. But look, the concert, that was a hit. I thought One Republic did a terrific show and brought a lot of young fans in. There were families, people that probably hadn't been at a BC Lions game. I hadn't been to a BC Lions game in a bunch of years. And I just thought it felt modern. I thought they used the Jumbotron well to engage the audience. And ultimately it is the product on the field, but with everything else that was going on, I think it shows you what's possible. And I'm not talking about filling the place with 60,000, but if they can come close to 30,000 on the regular, then I would call that a success. Now, the first game is probably the easiest one. They got lots of time to build. They're not going to have a big name pop act before every game, but it might give them something to think about in terms of, a concert series in games to come or years to come. But overall, it was just fun. It was an event. It was great to be back with with people. They seem to be enjoying themselves. The sun was shining, the roof was open, and an impressive victory for the BC Alliance. So let's see if they can carry that over. I know the bye isn't ideal for them, but it's the CFL. You get quirky schedules, and they just have to deal with what they've got and be ready for the Argos in a couple of weeks' time.
We're just past the 6-month anniversary. I believe you tweeted about this as well, of Jim Rutherford being hired by the Vancouver Canucks. What's your evaluation? I know there's not a whole lot of there is a lot of work being done, but talk about on-ice personnel. What's your evaluation of the job he's done so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that last week did mark 6 months for him, and obviously Patrick Alvin was hired after Rutherford, so we're not quite at 6 months for Alvin. And you think of revamping the front office, and Jim Rutherford said on day one that he wanted a diverse front office, and he's made good on that, bringing in Emily Castonguay and Cami Granato and Rachel Dory into the analytics department. They've overhauled the sports science department, the scouting department, analytics. They've beefed that up. They had to make a decision on a coach. Like, they've done an awful lot in 6 months behind the scenes. But you're right, when it comes to the on-ice product, Jim Rutherford, who came with a reputation as Trader Jim, he inherited a team that responded and reacted to Bruce Boudreau, started to win hockey games. And so the trade deadline, there wasn't a whole lot there. I mean, getting out from under Travis Hamonick's contract, I think, was a good move. Travis Dermott can be part of what they're trying to put together here. And the market told them that a fourth rounder was the price, the going price for a guy like Tyler Mott. But they wanted to see how far that team could push it. So for all the work that Jim Rutherford has done sort of behind the scenes at higher levels, the construction of the locker room is taking place right now. So there's renovations going on at Rogers Arena. It's impossible to say that he hasn't done anything. And yet when it comes to the on-ice product, he has barely touched this team. And so that's what excites me about really the next month now. And every day that goes by, we're that much closer. I don't anticipate we'll see a lot of movement during the Stanley Cup final because Gary doesn't like his championship series to be overshadowed by team movement. But when the Stanley Cup's presented, the Brock Besser situation, Kuzmenko's got to make a decision here. They've got other RFAs that they have to worry about. And then you get to the draft and beyond that, free agency. And, you've got JT Miller and Bo Horvat, the possibility to extend those guys. So there's so much on the plate here. And yet we really don't know which direction this new management group wants to take the Vancouver Canucks. And yet my sense is that we're going to see significant change over the next 30 to 45 days.
Jeff, the country club comment last week caught me off guard. Caught a lot of people in the market off guard because just essentially they won so much down the stretch. They cared enough to win that much. It didn't seem like, to me, a country club atmosphere there. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was a little surprised, only because I don't think Jim Rutherford has spent a lot of time in the locker room. And even Bruce Boudreau said that he didn't spend a lot of time, that he left the room to the players, that he would go in and he'd have a quick talk with them before the game or during an intermission. But for the most part, Bruce Boudreau leaves the room to the players. Now, Jim Rutherford's been around this game forever. He has his ways to get a feel for what's going on. And we heard all about practice habits. We know that slow starts dogged this team, even though they had success under Bruce Boudreau. There was that issue of getting off to slow starts. So, does that speak to issues that still exist with this hockey club? Perhaps that's what Jim Rutherford was talking about. Like, I think of a guy like JT Miller. I can't think of a player in that Canuck locker room that is further from a country club kind of guy than JT Miller. So I don't know if he is pointing at others in that room. Whatever the case, I'm on the record on your show, on other shows. I do think, just reading between the lines, the things that you've reported, Rick, about, they want to re-sign JT Miller, but they want to do it at a club-friendly contract. So, it's fine to say, hey, we want JT Miller back, but if the offer is, 6 years at $7 million per or something, that's not going to get it done. So I think it's possible for the Canucks to say they want JT Miller back, but in the end, I'm still anticipating that JT Miller is their trade chip. And I don't anticipate that he'll be here when training camp begins.
Game 1 Cup final tonight. Avs at home to the Lightning. Cliche question. We do that a lot on this show. What's your call?
I picked Colorado at the outset. It wasn't a stretch. They were one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. I've been impressed with the way that they have played. I'm going to pick Colorado. And yet, man, I have been impressed with the way that Tampa has just shown what they've learned over the years. They're no longer run and gun and trying to beat you up on the scoreboard. They just do whatever's necessary to win, and it's working for them. And here they are, 4 victories away from another Stanley Cup final. So I won't be surprised if Tampa is the team that's holding the cup when all of this is said and done. But my pick at the outset was Colorado. Big Nathan McKinnon fan, Cale Makar, you're just blown away by him. And now to see him perform on the biggest stage, I would expect that, he'll probably turn a game or two in Colorado's favor just on his own. He's that good. So I think the Avs are going to get it done, but goaltending means so much, and there's no doubt that the Tampa Lightning have the better goaltender. And Darcy Kemper, if he gets the start, hasn't been in the net for 3 weeks now with the injury. So getting airlifted in to a Stanley Cup final, there's already a lot of pressure on him. So we'll see if he can hold up his end of the bargain. But I think in the end, Colorado will find a way to get the job done.
Yeah. Grab that microphone, hook it up to a speaker, go outside, start singing, Penny Lane, and that bear will go away. All right, Jeff, there you go.
Billy Joel,
everybody would go away if I start singing, Donnie.
Hey, that might be a solution to the next riot.
Yeah.
Get Jeff singing, everybody leaves.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll start at sandcastle competitions and that's the theory there.
Okay. I'm glad you remember. Somebody remembers the sandcastle competition. Thanks, Jeff.
You bet, guys.
Appreciate it.